Yeah, there we go. How's it, everybody? And welcome to the Daily Pigeon Live Fancy Graphic. My name is Andy Bumatai.
Aloha, everybody. Augie T. Yes, and that right there is Andy's dog.
Yeah, she got to say hi too, you know?
Of course. How's it going, man?
I'm doing good, bro. Hey, you know what? I want to let everybody know that Augie won't be here next Monday, but we're happy to announce that we have Loretta Oblis sitting in for Augie, and he will be back the next Monday. So what's up? What's going on?
I'm headed to a conference. I gotta, it's something that I gotta go. It's part of a job.
Don't you have to make an announcement or?
Oh, I
some
do.
kind-
Oh,
yeah.
man,
Hold on.
the disclaimer,
Let's make the kind of officialization.
Let's do it. All right, here we go.
On this comedy show are personal opinions and not the official endorsements by the city and county of Honolulu.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Enough. Got him, bro.
Yeah. It's so weird. I have to do that with everything now, even commercials. So it has to run like on the bottom of the screen when we're doing any kind of 30-second commercial. Yeah.
Wow.
Just to protect me.
Wow.
But it's cool. You know what I mean?
To protect you in what way? What could happen?
Well, anything that I say. Well, first off, there's a lot of people that think I should be only doing one thing, which hard to do because we live in Hawaii.
Yeah, I was
you know what I
gonna
mean?
say,
So-
especially in Hawaii. bro.
Yeah. So, and because I'm a unique. When I say unique, how many entertainers have entered politics in Hawaii? So
Or tried or actually made it.
yeah. So what happened was people saw me doing commercials,
Yeah.
and people complained that I was using my my power of the seat, which is Andy have known me longer than most people, and I do this because I want to do it. I want to make an impact. I want to I want to be part of discussions, but people think that way, so I have to go through this whole thing with ethics.
But I will say that I had never once, in all years I known you, before politics, seen you try to use the power of the seat. You always lift it up, which I think most women appreciate. Hey, you know what, Augs? Let's say hi to a few of the people
do it.
showing up here. I have some fancy graphics. I mean, fancy monitors of here.
Just to let you guys know, Andy went above and beyond. Now, we were so challenged from our very first one last week that I came in and it's a whole new studio. Guys, next week when I get back, or the following week when I get back, this podcast will be in 3D. Just to let you guys know. Okay, so get ready to use your glasses.
Look at this. Devin says, "Aloha, your hair is looking mighty
know, look
fine
at you.
today. What new products are you using? You should be able to see the
No, I
big.
see,
Oh, you can.
I can see everything,
Okay, there
which
you go,
is
bro.
awesome.
Yeah, okay.
Because for somebody like me who have ADHD, this is amazing. When you can do 17 things at one time, you're just making my day.
Yeah. Well, we just want to say, the chat is kind of like moving quick like a swift. So I'm gonna try to get to most of you. But if I miss you, sorry. But we see you right here. There's Tino Rose Cager, take for
Nice.
instance, right? There's Aloha Smitty saying, "Hey, how's it, Andy and Augie? How's it?" And do we have any of Augie's followers here? You tweeted this.
I did.
You tweeted this out, didn't you?
Correct. I tweeted. I put it on Instagram and on Facebook. So hopefully these guys will be online. But dude, I think we're breaking ground, and I think we're doing something that's extra special. And like I said, I think it's just gonna grow bigger and bigger. And already we get people asking us to do other things beside this, which is pretty amazing considering we only did one.
Well, you know what? Hey, Wendell, how you, brother? The Wendell saying,
What's up,
hey,
Wendell?
not two bad boys. Well, you know what? Mentioning, as far as doing other things together, March 1st,
That's
you
right.
and I at the Blue Note, and then we'll be on Maui with Frank De Lima after that, and who knows, working on some dates in San Francisco, by the
And
way.
Renton, Seattle. So
Oh,
get
we're
ready.
gonna be, are we going to be in Renton?
Well,
Is that
the
Garen Ballbearing?
Well, that's the thing, right? He wants to do it so that we have a nice weekend of comedy. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, of course. Yeah, we can do Renton and San Francisco. Yes.
Well, I especially like renting because, all the Hawaiians, they can identify with renting. As most of us, right? I like buy, but until then, renting. Ah, hey, there's Opa El Moto. Haven't seen him in a while. Hey, over to YouTube. Yo, a lady died jumping around there. We are, by the way, for anyone who's keeping track of these things, we are on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitch.
Okay, awesome.
Right, and Twitter, but I don't know how to get there. I've never seen the Twitter feed.
Well, I just thinking whatever I have off of you, and then just putting it up on mine,
Okay.
and then hopefully, the people that follow me will come on live, or you guys get to watch this podcast at a later date, which is always awesome.
Hey, there's Camuela man from the Big Island.
What's up,
I
Camuela?
have a bunch of videos that he shot and then I used as raw footage to do different stuff. Hey, Papi Cheney, mahalo for gifting a sub to, I cannot see that. Oh, I think it was Cindy Krause, but I'm not sure. Papi Cheney is king of the gift subbers. What that is, Augie.
Yeah, you gotta help me with this because this is all new for me.
On Twitch,
Yes.
right? You can subscribe to the channel, right? And it costs I think $5 or something. But you can gift sub somebody else.
Oh, nice.
So I can say, hey, Augie, here's a gift. So you pay $5, but you give the subscription away.
Oh, nice.
Mean, huh?
Okay, all
How
right.
popular everybody over here.
That is cool.
There we go.
Anything interesting happened in the last week since, besides you doing one whole, you're an overhaul. And doing overhaul.
Overhaul. Remember your dad. Overhaul.
Yeah. Oh, that was it.
bro.
But like you got a new soundboard. It's so funny because I come in and Andy's like, look at this, Augie. I can do this. The excitement, which is awesome. Because, we at that age where if we get them, watch out. You know what I mean? Like, this is, I'm like, whenever I'm learning something new, I get so excited that, like, I go down that wormhole. That's why I'm very careful. And I know you're that kind of guy. You need the technology and you go all in and you learn about this stuff, yeah?
Well, that's one of the things that I think you and I share is that when you don't understand something, right, rather than take 2 months to learn it and then, implement it, you do it while you're doing
Right.
them.
You dive in, you fall, you get back up and you learn. I mean, last week we were sharing one mic. And it still sounded awesome. I watched it.
No, it did not.
Well,
Hey,
and
Miles,
too,
new picture, bro.
right. If, a guy like me just going on, I'm like, hey, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
The way they're moving the camera back and forth and using the one mic. Well, we knew that. Our audience didn't know.
They didn't know.
If you watched the beginning.
But you know what? But that's one of the things that I like about this format. You know what I mean? If we were on television, they would go cut, and
Right.
then everything has to be slick and easy, and we're never gonna be slick.
Right.
Never.
No. And that's the cool thing. It's like we're having a nice conversation and you guys can join in. This is where like I think other podcasts are not doing. Like we can talk, we can answer your questions.
Yeah.
If there's something interesting about you that like your picture, I can ask why the bunny rabbit ears.
Look at this lady tie dye.
Okay.
She's so good fun. But look at this. She's talking about 3 inches of rain in 24 hours at my house. In fact, Nani Aloha, one of our moderators, she's in Sacramento.
Oh.
She said they've had storms and the electricity has been off more than it has been on.
And it's supposed to get worse again for the next couple of days.
Yikes!
And, it's that rain, right? It's that yeah.
Oh, here, I want to show you something else.
Okay.
Here, check this one out.
Yeah.
Here, I implemented this.
The mic's
right?
back on.
Oh.
Hey, Google, what's the temperature?
In Mililani, it's currently 78 degrees.
You see, and all those guys right now, they're freezing their Okole on the East Coast. I say, sorry, guys.
Hey,
Lucky we live Hawaii.
David Escobar coming in from California.
What's
hey,
up, David?
How you, David? Haven't seen you in a while, bro. Mahalo nui loa for being here. Oh, and look, hey, Lono showing face. Lono
Ah,
does a lot of. We should play one of his videos,
Yeah.
but you know Lono
I know
from
Brother Lono,
Molokai.
yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, medium 7 Up. Ah, thanks Google. I know. We went invoke Google. How's that? You know?
Wow. This is good stuff.
And by the way, in the chat, let me know what you think about this look.
Mm-hmm.
I threw this up here, and this is just so when Augie and I are both talking, I don't have to flip cameras back and forth. And by the way, I know
Yeah.
we both get Filipino blood.
Yeah.
So when I said flip the camera,
Yeah, sorry.
I know.
All of you who are politically correct, no get crazy.
Don't get no get nuts. Okay.
Yeah, so funny because that joke that you did way back when about how Filipinos love swimming pool.
Yeah.
So the Waipahu swimming pool haven't been operating, for a while now. And one of the biggest complaints is that when is it going to be operating? And now that I taken over Waipahu and I met with the guys that's doing the construction, I said, "Can you please help us with the pool?" And these are two young guys who didn't hear the joke. So I did them, Andy. I told them, Hey, you know how important swimming pool is for Filipinos? Filipinos love swimming pool. I don't know if these guys,
But they do.
they do.
They
yeah,
do.
our dads.
Yeah.
I mean, when Kali Valley Gym opened,
Yeah.
my dad was so excited. And if I didn't tell a joke, he would have probably responded the same way your dad did. This pool not good.
Hey, let me tell you one of the most embarrassing things that we were on the mainland, right? And my dad took us to a public swimming pool, right? And also all the kids was in there. He go, oh, he likes swim, but he get long pants, right? He dropped his pants and in his tidy whities, he jumped inside the pool. And the whole place went, look at that man over there in his underwear swimming in the pool. Like, They actually came and told him, hey, you cannot do that. You got to have swimming pool. Oh, wait, what happened? I turned off your lights. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's okay. Lucky he wasn't on camera.
Well, that was an intimate story.
By the way, how's your light? You like
it's
more,
perfect.
You like more
No.
light? Huh? More light.
You're on HD too, and you had the iPhone 14 in front of me, so
Well, I'm using it as a camera. That's your camera.
you know how good these phones. You can shoot a motion picture now with the iPhone 14.
Yeah. Here, Mad Statter. Check her out on Twitch at Chatter with Statter, and then she reposts that stuff on YouTube. But she says, "Love the split screen." Okay, I'll do more of it. Ooh, BBD's in the pool.
It's nothing like so. My BBD story was we like going to the river.
Yeah.
And after they built the pool, my dad was like, "You guys gotta stop going to the river," because we used to get busted because, the moss, algae on the rocks would stain your shots. So my mom knew, like,
Oh, you was
Daddy,
in a river.
you was in
huh?
the river, and
Not the one behind Khalid.
right
but
behind. Used to have Khalid Stream. It used to be so
we used to
clean.
go in there.
Oh yeah.
You seen it lately?
No,
you would
yeah,
not
of
go in
course.
that. But anyway, so what? You got
So
busted.
one of the things that my mom would do was like, she would get us. We would get caught because of the green algae. Like, go to the swimming pool, but once in a while, it's nothing like when jumping in one cold river. Where the water's coming down fresh at that time.
Yeah.
From Kalihi Valley, and but the only way we would hide it is if we take off our shorts and we all swim with our bibbies.
Yeah.
But then my dad would be like, "Bro, all your bibbies are green. We cannot afford to keep buying you guys bibbies because you guys swimming in the river. You either swim naked or don't go. That's why I get swimming pool. Go to the swimming pool.
to the swimming
But you
pool.
never understand how cool it was to go down the river and find one cool spot to just.
I used to swim in that river with my friends from KPT. Right, we used to go down there and stuff, and was good fun. I
Yeah.
don't know why the river is so much more fun. I think it's like a Huck Finn adventure or
It's
something.
everything that we read about in books.
Yeah.
And for us, wasn't much, right? It was either the ocean, and when you get the chance to go up to Tin Roof, there's a place, and you can jump off the rock.
Yeah.
Man,
Tin Roof.
right?
Wow,
So
wow.
like
Way
now-
back in Kalihi Valley.
Yeah, no, Andy,
Yeah.
no more. Oh, the water is so dirty that the kids that here now we tell them that story and already we showing our age. Soon as we go, back then we used to go over there and jump in the
Jump
water.
inside the pool.
Right, and look at you like, oh, okay, old man.
Well, you know what? To kids today, they go, what? Go to the pool. Is there an app for that?
Right. We like see if
I could do a selfie.
right.
I can green screen myself on that pool. I don't have to actually go down there.
I'm telling you, man, there's nothing like
bro.
growing up and and building memories. Like Kalihi Valley doing an Olympic-sized pool. Here's a story. Tell you this great story.
Yeah.
Was run by Angie Kupal and her son Blackie Kupal, and they really wanted to influence the local kids, the Camp 4 housing kids, to get into swimming. So we built this swimming team, and then you get all the people to have a swimming tournament. We're going to challenge kids from Wanaloa, Hawaii Kai. They come to Kalihi Valley to participate in this swim meet. But, the kids from the housing, we no more the Speedo shorts. We just get the PE shorts that we're wearing.
Same
And
shots.
we thinking we're going to wear this PE shorts. So we get there, Andy. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Angie Kupal and her son goes, put this on. And it's the Speedos.
The Speedos, bro.
Can you imagine? Guys like myself, some of my big Samoan friends had this Speedo on.
You
and
know
we
what?
came
How's
and
that-
represent that's so funny. Representing Kalihi Valley. All the kids, all our classmates was up on the seat just laughing. Hey man, you wearing your Bibbies. You wearing your
Bibbies.
Superman panties.
And how's that tan line?
No.
You get the square tan line.
Because the rest of the kids, they swim in that daily.
Yeah.
Kids from Kalihi Valley, they swim with, how's your Superman shorts? Never mind. But everybody was like, when they're covering, hiding their private areas, thinking. That's one of the great memories that, that got us outside of, where we were at.
One of my favorite bits that Daryl Bonilla does, right? He goes, our day, right? They said, hey, they punish, your parents punish you. You stay in your room. He says, nowadays, hey, I'm going to punish you. Go outside. Whoa, wait a minute. I know my Xbox.
Right, and take away the phone. You got to take away the phone.
Oh, you seen those phone, what they call phone vaults? Where you take the kid's phone and you put it in this vault.
Oh, like a timeout
and then
thing,
you
right?
you put a timer on it and say,
yeah,
okay, just for that 3 hours, no more phone.
Right.
Boom. And
Right.
I know.
The whole world fall apart.
I was watching this. I watched those YouTube how-tos and get more views and all that kind of stuff, right? And one of the things, the new thing, right, is you gotta grab them in the first 8 seconds.
Right.
Because if you don't grab them in the first 8 seconds, and I'm thinking, imagine back when we were doing TV. Imagine you watch a TV show and we'll watch Gilligan's Island after the first 8 seconds. Dry.
Yeah.
Boom. You
Yeah.
know? But now, 8
Yeah.
seconds. So
You
you
have
know how
so
many
much
people
selection.
we already lost.
Yes. Sorry.
Sorry.
Thank you, Mad Stater, for being here and hanging out with us for the last, right now, how many minutes? 20-something minutes. Thank you, guys. You guys are part of that generation that focus and pay attention.
Well, Mad Statter, actually, she was one of our Hamajang gang, an OG here. And then she sent in what we call drops, right? I'll play those two. I got to figure out how to work
So
all
you
this.
don't get, Andy, people asking you, hey, you should do skits on your phone. Like how everyone's doing it now.
Yeah.
As a way of connecting. And, people tell me that all the time. Hey, why you not go put on one wig? I go, because I did that already.
Yeah, we did that years
And
ago.
I'm 55 years old.
Yeah.
But that's the way that these young guys, influencers are, they're doing the stuff that we did 30 for you.
Yeah, but you know what? In their defense, slightly, it's a different world, you
Right.
know, because they have the Instagram and TikTok and
Right.
stuff, and we didn't have that audience.
No.
You know, we did radio, we did TV, and that
And
was
think about this. And yet to sell some executive that you're gonna put on one wig and you're gonna talk pigeon.
Oh no, not that.
Can we have that be on TV, please?
Hey, there's the way in Austin. I'm looking at these names I haven't seen in a while. Oh, you, Hapa Howie from Florida. Ooh, and there's Rick Hirakawa. Hey, Rick. Yeah,
It's so funny.
But you look at what Tumua did.
Right.
I mean, that first thing he did. I don't know if you remember the first thing he did on Instagram, where he sold toilet paper when you couldn't find it, and he was like selling it like drugs. Hey, I got the Charmin.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
He wants to, and it exploded.
Right.
And that's what he built his whole
Yeah,
thing on.
yeah, which is genius, right?
Yeah.
But like you think about the criticisms you got and how people just because I was talking to Youth Challenge today, and they're talking about building and expanding. And Youth Challenge is a great program to take, kids that are having a hard time in school, maybe on their way to prison, and they give them structure, through, waking up the military style.
Yeah.
So that when they graduate in 6 weeks, they're on their way to doing good things.
Yeah.
And they're asking me, and I'm like, I get that a lot. I go, I cannot put on a wig at 55, cross my eyes and go, hey, what? I did that. I did that 20 years ago. And we had to pay for, you remember, we
Yeah.
actually had to pay for be on the air
Pay to be on the air.
to do those
Oh,
things.
God, I think
you know what I
about
mean?
that.
And the thing is, like, I look back at that, and I remember the first time I saw you on Showtime,
Oh man. Yeah.
and look,
That used to be it.
right.
Yeah.
I saw Andy Bumatai on Showtime once. You guys know my story. I told you the first time I saw Andy was in the 4th grade. Now I saw the guy that I looked up on Showtime, cable, right? And I remember talking to you and you going, yeah, people never appreciate it because they thought you were doing, what was Andy?
Ethnic humor. Ethnic humor.
And now you do 2 or 3 ethnic humor in Hawaii. We get so, the kids get so excited that, you can sell out the Blaisdell several days.
Look at Darlene. She goes, "What? I thought you got paid when
No.
we did those things." No. Well, and you know what it reminds me of is, a lot of the bands in LA, they would pay money to perform at the Whiskey A Go Go,
Right.
because they knew so many people. Hey, who's this? Kitro Brahma is now following. Hey,
Nice.
thank you, Kitro Brahma.
Right on.
Appreciate that. And that was kind of the same thing of what we did.
Yeah, and by the way, not being 2 old guys complaining. It's just how
What?
times
That's
that-
our whole show.
Like we should do. What we should actually do? I was just thinking about this because, since we're talking about it, we might as well talk about it live. I mean, I guarantee you, there's a unique audience that you and I cater to, right? And we don't have to go ahead and put the wig on or do skits.
Well, I don't know. I mean, a certain amount of that, I don't mind.
Yeah.
It's the difference between comedy and buffoonery.
Right.
Which is, I guess, a form of comedy. But, Mad Statter wants to know how you get to pay to be on TV. Well, you buy the time.
Right.
You
Because unless it's somebody else's concept or idea,
yeah.
and they pitch it to you. And even then, when they pitch it to you, it's not really yours. It's not really yours. So, what I had to do and what I thought would work is that if I just did it myself, maybe I can reach a larger audience. But like getting back to that short time stuff, like, you talk about, putting Hawaii on the map with what you did, is something that, I appreciated as a young comic. And, I think the whole thing is like, subconsciously, you were like, setting the stage or setting the foundation for guys like me. And then hopefully, guys like Tamua, they saw what you did and what all the guys prior to, us guys doing what we're doing now.
Well, before me, it was Kent Bowman,
Right.
and those guys, KK Kaumanua.
Right.
Remember? That's
Yeah.
funny stuff.
And think about that. Like, Andy was the first local comic to do Showtime national.
Yeah, one of the things I'm most proud about that it was hosted by Pat Morita.
How cool is that?
How cool was
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
And he became a very good friend.
Yes.
Came here to Hawaii. We did gigs together. May he rest.
You know,
in
you know
peace.
that story with me and Pat Morita, right?
No.
Remember when I did Boomers? Remember Boomers? I was doing comedy in Kali. Remember when they tried to make those bars? You know, by Road Cafe, get the Eagle Cafe on Nimitz. They were doing these. They
Like
wanted to move.
multi-level
Yeah, they
things.
wanted to
Yeah.
move Keomoku to that side.
Wow.
So Isaac Hokama had this bar called Boomers.
I
if-
remember
no,
the
no,
name.
Hold on. You know what?
What?
You actually did the story on Hawaiian Moving Company. They did a segment with me on Hawaiian Moving Company, and you remember when you hosted Hawaiian Moving Company for a moment?
Yeah. Well, for a year.
Right.
I sat in for Michael W. Perry, so
So-
he could have a year
Right.
off.
One of the segments was, me being the new young comic. And
Wow.
it was at this place called Boomers.
Must have been a while ago.
Oh, so funny, but like, anyway, was this place called Boomers.
Yeah.
And I was doing Boomers on a Friday night. Isaac would pay me $50, and that was
Yeah.
kind of my place to like work out. And I remember like, they'd have like Macaw Sons get there early, and then the place would be packing and walking, and everyone would leave, and I would have like 5 people.
Wow. Oh,
see,
yeah, I remember
like-
that. Let's say hi to Don. Don
Don.
Famuina
Yeah,
right
what's
here
up?
from Twitch.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
brothers. He's a monster on Twitch. Okay, so
What's up, Don?
yeah, so he's a DJ.
Yeah, Don and my
a-
brother grew up with each other.
Oh,
up
is that
in
right? Oh,
Campbell
you know
Housing.
him.
In fact, my first message of aloha, because every council person gets somebody to come to speak on aloha. I invited Don to
Oh,
speak.
no way.
Yeah. Yeah. What's
Is it
up,
right
Don?
on? Yeah. Hey, Don. Let me give you the 10-cent tour. We have this shot. Oops. This is Augie's solo shot. Then we have what we call the side eye shot. Here's his side eye shot. You see that? Yeah, that right. And then we get my solo shot coming up here.
Yeah.
Right. This is so when he and I are talking straight on, and then there's this one. But this is what the show eventually will look like. We're playing with this split screen thing.
Yeah, and
here.
Don, and 3D is coming in 2 weeks.
You gotta wear special
Yeah,
glasses.
and then don't be surprised if we find a guy our age that can spin records. DJ, old man
Oh,
will
right there,
be
brother.
over. We're gonna be, conquering the Twitch world too.
Well, he is
Don.
Mr. Twitch.
Don is awesome.
Oh, bro, I gotta tell you right
He's
there.
a police officer. Grew up in the same neighborhood that I grew up in, and he had a great story to share with the city council on Aloha. And
Oh yeah.
yeah. So thank you, Don, for doing that.
Well, he does a wonderful thing on his show on Twitch, and that is where he talks to people about aloha and,
nice.
and what they can do to bring it.
Yeah.
Right. In fact, I heard a cop talking on YouTube, and it made me think of Don. And what he said was, with all these road rages, people don't really know that built into your car, there's a road rage eliminator. And I went, what? And he goes, yeah, it's called the turn signal. Put that bugger on before you turn, and you might rest. 2 cracks medevac. Oh, there you go. Here, Don. It's called Wisdom Wednesdays.
Ah.
There we go. I forgot what he was talking about. Wednesday. Yeah, there it is. Wisdom Wednesdays. Mean,
That is
bro,
awesome.
Mean. Yeah.
Yeah, Don is a good. My brother and Don grew up with each other, and they opened for New Kids on the Block when New Kids on the Block first came out. That one rap group. Yeah, Don was
Don
a rapper.
was a rapper?
Yeah.
Wow. Now he's a handcuffer.
That's right.
He used to rap them. Now he handcuff
And
them.
if you remember, he was the DJ at the Hawaii Theater Show, the last show.
Oh, yeah, that's
was the-
right.
yeah.
Yeah, when I saw him back. And which was weird, Don, and I apologize because you probably, when I first saw you probably went, wow, this guy was blowing me off or what? I've never seen him when he wasn't on camera.
Oh.
And when I saw him IRL, I kind of went, oh, hi, you bro. And then later on I went,
That was done.
That's done for me now. What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. See, so it's like that, Andy. I mean, was it 2 days ago? I walk into Zippy's and my classmate. I'm not wearing my glasses. My classmate goes, "Oh, but you don't remember me?"
Oh no.
I'm like, "Oh,
I hate that one.
yeah."
I know.
I was like, "Carl, oh, then I put my glasses on and I could see him. He got a little older. He never wore glasses." And I went, "Oh, dude, I apologize." So he's coming to our Renton show. I told him, be looking out because Andy and I, and maybe Frank will be touring next year and be looking for us out in Renton.
You know what gets me about that one?
Yeah.
Is when you meet people and they go, "Hey, bro, how's it?" You go, "Hey, how's it?" And then you like try to ask them questions to figure out who they are. "So, where you working now?" "Oh, same place,
Yeah.
same place." "Oh, yeah." "And you still married too?"
Trying.
Yep. "Oh, coming on 20 years." "Okay. And your dog's name was what?"
Yeah.
You know,
Just trying to get clues.
just something. "Oh,
Yeah.
how about this one?" "Wow, you don't remember me?" "Oh, I'm sorry. Wow, third grade. We was, when I elementary, bro. You don't remember me?"
Third grade.
You've changed a little since.
Amazing.
Augie get kung fu lips. Oh, what? Oh, he's delayed. Small
Probably.
kind.
That's all right.
It's all right. Well, let's see. How about this camera? More better.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, no.
How you?
But by the way,
Andy
everybody.
Bumatai.
That's the guy.
We should do the whole show like that.
"So, you think your white crane style is better than my drunken monkey? I'm a tiki. Look at me. Who cares if you can see my mouth?"
That's right. We will put you down quickly.
"We will put you down."
It was like the best watching kung
he's fine for
fu
me.
theater. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so getting back to my
anyway.
Pat Morita story. So
Yeah.
you're doing Hawaii Moving Company at that time, and they featured me as the young comic. They never know our backstory, but you did the segment of me performing at Boomers.
Oh.
Yeah, you did that segment.
Wow.
But it was cool because Pat Morita would go there to drink. Because, and one time he came up and he said, "Hey, it's the second time I saw you. You were clean." And I told him the story on how, you inspired me to work clean.
Yeah.
He go, "Only get 5 people.
Yeah.
You got to find your voice, boy." And that was Pat Morita. So I was like,
He's a great guy.
yeah, so he said, "Only get 5. Let me hear your voice." So I went and I did comedy.
Yeah.
Swearing. I did So the 5 people that was there that saw me do that act where I used a lot of F words probably saw the best show that you ever see. No, I tell you why. Because what was cool about Boomers? What was cool about Boomers is that they had perfect lighting on the stage. It was low ceiling, Andy. Something that I know now after doing this for many years.
yeah.
I just thought like I need time, go up on stage. But it was a perfect venue, but you couldn't see the audience. So the light was perfect at that time.
Yeah.
The room was dark. Even if it had only 15 or 20 people, it was loud because the room was small. It was a perfect comedy club spot. And the light was on. My dad and my uncle knew I had a tab that they could use. So my uncle and my dad lived across the street on Kalihi Street. They would come across the street to come watch me. Not really watch.
Just
They
to
use
drink
my tab.
and use your
Yes.
tab. Oh, my
Right.
goodness.
So that night, Morita tells me,
Don, that was
Tells me-
an effing great.
it tells me, Alex, hear your voice. Like, be your true self. Like, if you're mad, like, so I do that.
Yeah.
I do it.
What?
But my dad and my uncle walks in, and they hear me swearing on stage. So my dad, my dad walks on stage and he goes, "What do you think you're doing?" While swearing.
Walks on stage.
Walks on stage. And you know how my dad was already drunk. He was just going over there to get drunk more. He goes,
Yeah, yeah.
what are you doing talking like that? Embarrassing our family. Because you remember, one of the things you told me was that you don't like embarrass your family.
You don't,
We still, and I did that. And my dad was yelling at me. Everybody that was watching, the 5 people were cracking up. Pat Morita was laughing. So Pat Morita walks on stage to explain to my dad. My dad notices, that's the Karate Kid. So now my dad is like, this is awesome. He forgot what I was doing. And Pat Morita saved my life because my dad was like, that's the Karate Kid.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's my dad in the audience story. Okay, so I'm playing this club in Nanakuli, right? So all Waianae people I know from high school, whatever, right? And I'm on stage, right? And my dad is there with my 2 brothers, my snapcase 2 brothers, right? Yeah, on either side. So the guy in front of me, in front of my dad, starts to kind of heckle and saying stuff, right? So we know how to handle. Hey, bro, and I start talking to him, right? My dad reaches forward, slaps the guy on the back of the head, and says, "Hey, shut up, my boy's still talking," right? And the guy turns around and he goes, "Why, you didn't just slap my head?" "Yeah, why? What'd you like?" The guy stands up. Now my brother gets into it. His friends get into it. Yeah, in the middle of the show, it's like, rah, rah. I'm like, oh man. I'd like to, before I forget, acknowledge my family. Nanakuli.
And you know how my dad was, Andy. My dad was so tickled pink whenever he could. Another time that he embarrassed me was I was opening for Howie Mandel. And I remember calling you for advice because it's the first time I worked in the round.
Yeah.
And you were telling me,
that.
in fact, you helped me rehearse the movements of working in the round.
Yeah.
And my dad never had no idea who Howie Mandel was. So I told my dad, Dad, I'm going to be opening for Howie Mandel. Oh. And then I had to explain to him who he was. And my dad was a fan of his cartoon, Bobby's World. So I told my dad, it's the guy, Bobby's World. He was like, what? You going to open for him? I'll like, go. So I bring my dad to Sheraton Waikiki to watch Howie Mandel while I open for Howie Mandel. Howie does not shake hands.
Oh,
Because,
no,
yeah.
he's
OCD.
Germophobic.
Correct.
Or what is it called?
Yeah. So my dad's backstage. He's excited to meet Howie Mandel.
Oh, he like shake his hand.
And you know what? If you don't shake one local,
Oh, bro,
gentleman.
that generation especially.
yeah,
What?
yeah. So my dad would reach out, "How you, Mr. Mandel?" And he never shake his hand. And my dad just would look at him and said, "F you."
Oh yeah.
So when I tweet Howie right now on Twitter, he always asks about my dad. The last time,
You remember?
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
It was a big laugh. He probably get that a lot, but he goes, "I remember your dad doing that."
I've worked with him a few times, right? What I remember is he had like those kind of hand wipe things, those antiseptic hand wipes.
Yeah.
He always had that kind of slight. So when he shook somebody's hand, because you can't always not shake hands,
Right.
He move his hand and go straight to that thing, wipe his hand off.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I guess at that point he never have his wipes. or
that time.
something.
So it was like, my dad kind of was backstage or, "Hey, are you?" But he was nice. He took a picture of my dad, but he could see if I can find it. I think I still have the picture. My dad was not happy.
Well, the thing about Howie is he was the only one that was happy when COVID hit because everybody had to act like him.
I think the last time he was here, I opened for him.
Yeah.
And he did one of the funniest things. He had this pre-recorded singer, and I had to follow that.
What?
Yeah. So prior to the show starting, he had this I opened for him.
I've never heard it. You mean he showed a video?
Yeah, it was at the Hawaii Theater, right? And he had this guy like to start the show.
Like an opening act, but
Correct,
not
but
there.
Was on video of a guy singing, and then
Was he good?
No, it was on a loop. So like every time you thought it was done, it would rewind and he started singing again.
The same song?
Yes, the same song.
Huh?
Yeah.
Was it? Oh, he was
No.
doing it as a joke.
Yes.
Oh,
So it was so bad.
oh, I was
people,
thinking,
Andy,
what?
people started booing because it went on. This guy, you talk about somebody who would stretch one joke, and then he looked at me, he goes, "Good luck," because I had to.
You had to go follow that. You should have go on and tell like the same joke three
No.
times in a row.
No, I embraced it. I embraced it. You know, I just thought, this is fun. You know, but it was like people was like, boo, boo.
Man, I gotta tell you, there's nothing like getting booed on stage. Okay, here's my getting booed story. Okay. So I'm opening for Tom Jones. We're in the Catskills, right? And we're going to this club that notoriously hates comedians. Okay, no, serious. There were like big name comics that went there that got booed off stage, right? So I'm opening. I do 20 minutes in front of Tom, and then he comes on. So I go on. I'm 5 minutes into my show, and they start booing. Get off! Bring on Tom! Bring on! I'm saying things like, "You think Tom Jones is waiting in the wings till I'm finished?" No, I do 20 minutes. If I don't do my time, there's nothing happening to that. Anyway, so I'm suffering through my act, right? So I get to like 5 minutes before the end, right? And I look down, I know I got 5 more minutes. So I go, okay, and they're throwing stuff. And it was awful, right? So I go, you know what? That's it. Thank you. Good night. I appreciate it, right? And they all start clapping because I'm getting off. For 5 minutes, I stay on stage and bow and go, thank you. No, I can't do it because I have to do my time. But they are like, get off. And I'm like, no, please. I know. And I'm making them suffer by not getting off and just saying, circus bows and all this weird stuff, right? So all of a sudden I look, I see Tom coming to the back. So I go, okay, that's it. I'm out of here for real. Thank you. Good night. And they all like stand up and start cheering because I'm leaving.
Right.
Tom comes out. He sees them standing and cheering. And he goes, wow, you did a good job, boy. I do my best.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, how many?
You ever get booed?
Yeah. Early on. I remember one thing that you did for me. We were at Oasis. You remember that night?
Oh, man.
I was going to quit comedy that night. You had everybody there. Henry Capono.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody would come after their gig and go hang out at Oasis.
Yeah.
And I was...
oh, man. Frank DeLima.
Yeah.
When I was working with him, same thing.
Yeah.
People would come, and the last thing they wanted to voila out. They wanted to be socialized, and you're on come. Could everyone please stop talking and enjoying being with your friends and listen to me?
Yeah. And you trying to do your act, and then Ed Carher had just got off the stage after looking at the wall. You remember they had that wall at the Oasis, that rock wall?
Yeah.
And had Tremaine Tomoyoshi there, Henry Capono. The place was packed in the back. People were playing dots and pool. And it was the first night that I kind of was taking over for James Grant Benton. Remember we had that moment where I filled in for James Grant Benton and then
big shoes to fill.
Ed was facing the wall, talking. People were laughing because you know how he goes on this banter and like, yeah, they just took the body away. Yeah, the casket was here for, and you guys were laughing. You guys, because you guys know what he was doing. I understand what he was doing now, but like, he had to bring me on, and I'm the new guy, and he just, he knew how to grab the, and I just remember going on eating it. I remember inviting you.
That's why they call it dying. That's why they call it dying.
I remember going, Andy, can you come check me out? And he goes, yeah, I will come. I can bring Tremaine because I just introduced myself to Tremaine. And, oh, God, I just remember just eating it. Oh, and I remember sitting outside. I'm going, I quit already. And then you came. He goes, dude, for the amount of time I saw you kill, this is nothing. And I was like, yeah, but you saw what happened.
Well, yeah. But that's why they call it dying, because you literally feel like you're dying. Okay, here's my Ed Carher story.
Okay.
Right? Okay, I own the, what was that nightclub in the Ilikai? I can't even remember the name of it now. But anyway, I
The,
had
co- was the Honolulu Comedy Club
no.
before that? Coconuts.
No. It's right at the top of the escalator
Yes.
over there.
I know what you're talking about.
I have a mental block because I lost so much money buying that damn thing. But anyway, I had Nueva Vida in there,
Okay.
and they were a great band, right? Stevie Wonder was playing the stadium, sold it out for 2 nights. He's staying at the Ilikai. He's walking by. He hears Nueva Vida. He digs their groove. He and his brother and some of his entourage come in and sit at the bar, right? And whoa, Stevie Wonder, mean, bro. So now we're in there, right? And then now the place closes down, right? So I close the door, but the regs stay, and we
Yes.
do the after hour thing, right?
Right.
So we see that, we hear a knock on the door, we look, it's Ed. Come inside, bro, come inside. Brother already had a few, right? So he's sitting down, he sits down at the bar. The only stool that was available was right next to Stevie Wonder, right? Okay, so he sits down, but Stevie has his glasses off, which is what he does when he's relaxed. I don't know if you've ever seen Stevie with his glasses off, but he's, his eyes are like
Open,
all over there, and his head is all moving around.
Yeah.
So Ed, hey, hi everybody, he's sitting down like this, right? He look over, he sees Stevie Wonder, and this is Stevie,
Right.
straight at Ed.
Right.
And Ed's like, what, bro? Huh? What you looking at, bro? Yeah, keep it up, bro. Keep it up. And Ed gets off his stool, right? And Stevie Wonder's security is all moving around. And he goes, so I have to walk up and go, hey, Ed, sorry. Ed, that's Stevie Wonder. I don't give a rip who that is, bro. You can wonder all you like, bro. But come on, Ed, come with me. Oh, but back then he was
Yeah. The warrior. I call him the
we
warrior.
used to call him the warrior.
You know? The warrior. He lives here now.
What happened to that pastor's thing he was doing?
He lives here now. You might have to invite the warrior.
Oh, we gotta have him on. We gotta have the warrior on.
So the warrior is one of the founding members of Booga Booga.
Yeah.
Just in case.
yeah,
you know,
with Rap Replinger and James Grant Benton.
Yeah.
And he's the last surviving.
last one.
Well, we went on tour. Remember
Yes.
that?
That was
We
good
went
fun.
on
The
tour.
warrior.
Good fun.
There's another story where he actually when he hit somebody, right? You told him.
Oh,
Right.
I was joking.
Oh.
And he
Shall we
cracked
just
the
wait
guy.
that maybe, he can tell us the story or
No, we were sitting at Territorial Tavern, and this
Yeah.
was when Booga, when I took Rap Replinger's place,
Mm-hmm.
and we were sitting around the bar, and there was this guy, and you know how guys think they're being funny, but actually they're just being stupid, right?
Right.
And this guy was there, and Ed was sitting between me and this guy, and Ed turns to me and goes, "Hey, this guy, bro? He's giving me grief, right?" And I'm trying to be somebody. I said, "Crack him, bro. I back you up." As a joke.
right?
Guess what happened? He
The warrior.
turned, pop! Knocked this guy off the stool. I went, bro, I was joking. And he goes, the guy went, just trying to be funny. And then learn the structure of a joke. I'm just like, oh my goodness.
Now.
I know. It was different. Territorial Tavern, man. People don't know when they came to Noodle Shop and said, "You want to replace Rap? He's leaving the group." Now I was so broke, I never saw Booga Booga because it cost $10 to see them. So I never saw them, but I knew they were a group, and I figured, hey, they're doing comedy. So they said, "Come down tomorrow." I said, "Yeah, I'd love to." So I go down there, to watch the show before I start the next night. And watch Rap on stage in front of a packed house, making people pee their pants. And I'm going, I'm going to follow that. And the next night, plus they swore and I didn't want to. We had issues.
Yeah. Wow. But even your noodle shop story is amazing. Like
Don't start me on those.
no, but like I mean, the first time you saw online, I remember, how cool is
No,
that?
that was Kojak.
Oh no, Kojak. Sorry,
Kojak.
not the noodle shop.
Kojak.
Noodle shop is when Andy, you did, you and
I died
and
every
you told me
night.
that story. You told me that story, and like, nah, bro.
Oh, bro.
I remember you telling me like, all the times I've seen you, you're gonna be okay. We like talk about dying.
You want to talk about dying on a regular basis. In fact, I was at the noodle shop, and what happened was Millie thought it would be funny for me to do the set in between them. But
Right.
what she didn't realize is when Frank and Nakolohe at the time, right, after they finished their set, they would walk into the audience and vala'a with everybody.
And nobody's paying attention.
And I'm on stage. Hey, you ever notice that
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
open the refrigerator, the light don't come on sometimes? And
Yeah,
And I'm dying, right? So anyway, but and I did that on a regular basis, but I got $10 a night and I
Yeah.
needed the money, right? So I remember one night I walk up and the pool was right next door, out the back door. So I'm standing by the pool and I'm just dejected. And Melvine Lead comes out. And she grabs me by the shoulder and she says, boy, I want you to know that there's a spark within you. Keep it up. You can do all right. Yes, you suck now. But no give up. We
Right.
all been where you are right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. And then that's like, wow, Melvine. And she was a goddess at that time. Still is, but
Right.
back then she
Yeah,
couldn't walk
I
down the
bet.
street.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, whoa. And that's the kind of people that came in there,
Yeah. I saw something that we probably never see.
Yeah.
So
But you suck now.
yeah.
But
I'll be okay.
so the next night, thank you, everybody. There'll be a time in your life where you're going to be able to say, hey, I saw him back when he sucked. Oh, man.
Gosh, those are the days, but those are days where, like, and the sad thing is that I probably beat myself up more after a good show because you go, I could have done it this way or that way, and those nights where I still do that, but like
After a good show?
sometimes, yeah,
You know,
I
the
should've
other
done
night, the last show we did, right?
Uh-huh.
You brought out, you had a list of, I guess, resolutions for 23. And
Correct.
one of them, I don't know why it stuck in my head. You said, I am going to work hard not to overthink
Yeah.
things. Oops.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah,
What
it's
do you mean?
exactly that. It's exactly that. Like, I don't know if it's just because we're comics, but like writing a joke and structuring it and seeing it in your head, right? Like, and I remember George Wallace telling me the first thing that make you laugh is what probably gonna make other people laugh. Okay, all right. So like, if I don't see the structure the right way, or I sometimes beat myself up, or even now with counsel, I'm still learning
Yeah.
everyone speaks alien. So I'm still kind of learning and I'm still adapting. I'm catching on quickly. I know what I need to do, but still feel comfortable yet. So a lot of times when I'm trying to explain why I voted one certain way or why I think this is not how it should be, I write it because I want to make sure that I catch everything, but get days after where like, or right after I go downstairs, I go, oh gosh.
But that's a culture with its own language, with its
Correct.
own communicative thing that they do. I don't know how you do
I
it.
put that.
bro.
I put overthinking because all my life, I've had to overcome challenges, being dyslexic or
Papi Cheney, mahalo
know,
for gift subbing.
thank you.
DJ, I cannot see him.
Smook.
Oh, it's DJ Smook?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
What's
You
up,
get your
DJ
glasses on and your
Smook?
clothes.
Yeah, I know
it's
DJ Smook.
This is DJ Smook.
Yeah,
here.
Maui.
Yeah, well, you know what? The thing about DJ Smook,
Yeah.
in 2007 or 8, he was at a show that I did at, it was an online only show
Oh,
back
wow.
in 2008, and people were getting, well, this is crazy. You got to go to a website to watch a show. And DJ was there, and he's been, a
Nice.
follower ever
Yeah.
since. Thank you so much.
He used to call the radio show because I did a radio show out in
yeah.
Maui. Yeah, what's up,
cool.
Smook?
There we go. The Smook Meister right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, no,
Mahalo.
I found myself overthinking, and it does nothing for me. So,
In
it's been
what
10
ways
days.
did it hurt you? In other words, give me an example, because Talk about overthinking.
No, yeah. So like, think about like if you miss something, or um,
Let me ask you.
okay,
Okay, you do a show.
Right.
This ever happened to you? You do
Okay.
a show, you're killing it.
right,
One person isn't laughing.
right,
Do you get off stage and that night,
yeah,
how come I couldn't reach that one
that
person?
guy, yeah,
Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, that is definitely one. Because you're going, how is that even possible? Why you even come? You know, like you start playing that game in your head. Why you come if you're not gonna laugh? Everybody else is having a good time,
Yeah.
and we don't even know. But I overthink it too much, and I do that. I beat myself up, and I made a commitment. I'm gonna stop beating myself up, and so far so good. A lot of it is like part of it, those 4 things that I wrote down. Number one being people pleaser. Being in the entertainment business for over 30 years. You remember we were talking about like how I felt like at one time I needed to be everywhere. I needed to do this. I needed to do that. And that's not,
Yeah.
What did that do? My relationship with my family, my kids. So yeah, I just look at 4 things that I knew was going to challenge me. And
How's
I'm
it
really
going
trying.
with those
Good.
4 things?
Good.
How's it going?
Good.
Yeah.
Let me like, do a recap so that people
Yeah.
know what we're talking about. So I said the 5 things I will give up in 2023. Trying to please everyone. Being in a position I am in right now, you cannot.
Cannot.
You just cannot. You know what I mean? Putting myself down. How many times you've done that?
Yeah.
Even when setting this up, like you thought you had it all made out with the mics and then, right? So that living in the past. Living in the past. Sometimes...
Oh, man.
Yeah, it doesn't do
regret.
anything. Correct.
What good is that? That does no good.
Correct. And fearing change. Fearing change. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to get caught up with, everything around me, and that you got to challenge yourself. You got to find ways to like connect and, that was one. And the last one is overthinking. So stuff that I know that I need to challenge myself in with my character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really what's this here? Hey, Brent Mukai.
What's up, Brent?
Oh, hello for following. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. You know what? I don't really I mean I overthink if I have something to work on. I rarely sit there and just go, wait a minute, you know what I mean?
Right.
What I tend to do is think a lot about something before I attempt it, how I'm going to set things up and
Right.
everything. But one of my, and I don't make New Year's resolutions, but one is to talk to myself as a better friend. You know what I mean? Because people don't realize you believe what you tell yourself.
Correct.
Right? Like, I suck. Oh, man, I'm no good at that. Oh, I went, now I'm like having these arguments. Hey, stop talking to my friend like that, stupid. Well, it's true. I know about it. At least he's trying. What you doing? Just criticize. Because some of the times you say things to yourself that if I heard someone talking to you like that, I would say, hey, shut up. Don't talk to my friend like that. But you let yourself get away with
Correct.
it. Is that too 60s?
No, that's seriously overthinking and also like, putting yourself down.
Hey, Jeff. Jeff's in the house. There's my
up,
geeky
Jeff?
friend, Jeff. We go way back. How are you?
Yeah, so
I'm
you know,
sorry.
I'm trying to like really like focus on success has clues. So like some of the clues of successful people. What are some of the clues, right? That make even this right here successful. Like one of the things that like I'm excited about just this is the fact that we can do this. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
we can do this, and how much of this can even get to people who not seeing this yet, and that's our next step in trying to grow this podcast, the Daily Pidgin podcast, because this is, like I said, this is like for me, there's a lot happening, and I dig it because I'm ADHD. But like, how much more can this grow so that people can, see, like what's really happening here, or like, just a simple conversation between you and I. They can make
Well,
suggestions.
Here's Smook talking about Q103, your radio show, every morning
Yeah.
that you do from 6 to 8 a.m. And if you want to watch it online, folks, hold on, let me get on camera. If you want to watch it online, you go to 1079
Correct.
.com. No, decades1079.com.
Yeah.
And you can watch Augie's show there. But on
Well,
that
we're not doing it live yet. We're not doing on camera.
No.
But
You're
like
not
you
doing...
can listen. You
Oh,
can listen to
did
the
I say
show.
watch?
Yeah.
I meant
See,
listen. It's a radio.
That's the
program.
next step.
Yeah. Well, we're doing it now. But
Right.
when I was on your show last, when we weren't on mic, we talked and said, these are things we'd love to flush out. And then you said, time to do the podcast.
Yeah.
Time to do
No,
the
exactly.
podcast.
Because I think, the long interviews is what I think people like to be in. They engage in. With radio, you have X amount of minutes. It's music driven, and you got to try to get your point in. Or tease, which is like really old, right? Coming up, did you know? And hope that the listening audience will stay there with you.
Yeah.
With this, no need.
You know
we
what?
can go.
Here's where did I go? I'm like,
See, look at that. So much people.
Pocoliti says, be kind to everyone, including yourself, for real. So you know what? Let's play a video here.
Okay.
And this is, kind of on the inspirational side here, right? Let's listen to this, and it gives me a chance to test to make sure you guys can hear what we're doing, okay? Here, check this out. And it kind of falls right into what we're talking
Perfect.
about. Here we go.
Let the first sound you hear be a beating heart, speeding bright, speeding bold. As when your eyes come to me, I'm humbled constantly, a supernova in sight.
Mahalo, Miles, for the super chat. Thanks,
As in the rising and fall of the mountains in your breath, there are dreams, there are dreams. Remember, yours is the heart that paints the world very best in the colors of your life. So be kind, have courage, treat yourself with dignity. Walk tall, speak sweetly, be brave enough to leave. It's when you're caught in the darkness that comes over me. Remember, yours is a light that the darkness cannot be. That yours is a light that the darkness cannot be. May you find that your heart, it burns as big as your mother's, and your smile just as bright. Remember grace when you fall and turn to shadows like your father, and the words to make it right, make it right. To be kind, have courage, treat yourself with dignity. Walk tall, speak sweetly, be brave enough to leave. It's when you're caught in the darkness that comes over me. And as you fall into stars, you find your place among the orchards. Know you're perfect as you are.
Woohoo! There you go,
Yeah,
Mina.
perfect way to end the podcast.
Perfect end. But you know what? I was thinking that eventually, right, we might have to. Oh, what's this? Hey, thank you, Spirit Music. Check out Spirit Music, gang. Spirit Music is he's on Twitch and he does kind of improvisational renditions of songs. You know, he does requests. We often raid him. I don't know if we can after this. I don't know. Let me know if you're on, Spirit. We'll certainly raid you. Let me check.
I like this thing called rating.
Yeah, remember we did
Yeah,
that
yeah.
last time, right? Let's see. Over here, he's not on yet. But Sashi Boom is. I like her. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, we were talking about while that video was playing. You know, would we add commercials ever? Because people your sponsors
Right.
might be interested. So I want to show you a version of what a commercial might look like.
Okay, perfect.
In this show.
Yeah,
Here
yeah.
we go. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me check.
Awesome.
Yeah, remember we did
No,
that last time, right?
How's it? My name is Nui Kakio, and I'll install one store just for local people called Stink Food. That's right, gang. All that kind stink food you ain't grow up loving for grind in one convenient location. That's right, we get the kind kimchi, hamha, bagaon, and the largest selection of natto in the state. And party season coming up, you gonna have plenty left over. And how you gonna make chook without that kind salt turnip? And remember, gang, with every order over $100, you gonna get the free yard sign that says, no call 911, I stay cooking stink food. So, come to our convenient location, 95212 Ononui Street in beautiful Hanakaukau, Hawaii. And remember, if the neighbors no can smell them, we no sell them. Mahalo.
love it, dude. Yeah, we should do it. We should do it. So I do, you know the dad joke of the day that I do daily.
Yeah.
I laugh more at the fake sponsors that I create than the dad joke. So this week is Willie Boy's wide hose. He said you can buy his water hose 20 feet, 30 feet, 40 feet.
40
He
feet
knows
hose.
that watering grass takes long time, but Willie's wide. He patented the first wide hose. Take 5 minutes to water your whole yard.
One time, boom.
That's right.
Yeah, that's too funny.
Yeah, I got like, the...
I actually got an email from someone. How can I get the stink food sign? No call 911. I think because this evidently this lady cook hamha a lot.
Ah, nice.
And if you smell hamha, it's mean,
Yeah.
but tastes good.
Right. So if you love that smell, oh my goodness.
You for real.
I remember like my Filipino neighbor, the Mijos family.
Yeah.
After swimming in a pool all day, you come up to something really good. So I remember running home and you can smell like the adobo, or you can smell like the patis, and oh, perfect. And you walk in your house, nothing. It's the neighbor's house.
Oh, I hate that.
Your dad just looking at you like, what?
What?
Oh, that's all you get, spam today. Or you go eat your neighbor's house. Go ahead, go eat your neighbor's house.
Oh.
Come over here complaining. Go work. Wow, Dad, that's your job. Awesome, man.
I often wonder how, I remember when I took acting lessons in LA, right? The acting teacher said one of the worst things an actor can have to deal with is a stable upbringing. He says the more messed up your childhood was, the better.
Yeah.
You know, you'll be able
And
to
I was
perform.
explaining that to a group of people before I came here. I was at the
Yeah.
Youth Challenge and I was talking to them. I said,
What is Youth Challenge? By
Youth
the way?
Challenge is I'm gonna have you come down. So it's kids that not gonna graduate, having hard time. So they would go to this 6 week structure, right? They serve, they learn. Some of them go on to do the military. Some just learn to take another crap. But like, it's just one more step before jail, honestly. And they get them, they whip these guys into shape, and the kids that stay, man, I mean, amazing stories come out of that. And every year I go to the graduation, and you hear about graduates that went through a youth challenge, and so I spoke to the administration, and I do that every year.
Every year.
And I go to the.
How many of the kids go?
Oh man, sometimes the class is like 50.
But what I mean, how many say, "Oh, if Augie can make it, anybody can."
Right, right.
Is that basically?
I think
mean,
you'll
I'm
love it
joking.
because no, I think you'll definitely connect with those kids because
The last thing they want is some Harvard grad to come over there and say,
Correct.
Sometimes the Mercedes you drive to school in is not brand new.
And you know 'em.
need to deal
and
with
you
it.
know 'em, you know the stories.
Yeah.
You probably lived through it, and all they're looking is for like a little encouragement, right? So these kids, on the last cleanup I did in the back of White Power Elementary, you talk about hauling. And they were a couple days away from their graduation, so they gotta go through this week and they graduate. Some of them go on to, go to the military. They get their GED. I mean, amazing stories come out of Youth Challenge. So it's something that I support, and I went there to go speak, and I just talked about like the failures and how the failures is what motivates us to do amazing things because of the experience, the life experience, the bringing that authenticity on the stage. Because we know when you see one guy on stage and he's bombing or he's telling a story, you can tell if it's BS or not. Wow. And I think one of the things that I'm thankful for, and you probably will agree with, that we tried to tell the best stories we could. That was really real.
Wow.
And
it's interesting that you go and you when you talk to these kids, because that was me. I didn't graduate from high school, and I remember these guys coming and saying, "Hey, but what when I go and speak in those kind of groups, I always tell the kids one thing. I say, listen, you have to understand, you don't pick your parents, you don't pick where you grew up, you don't pick a lot of things when you were a kid, but you can pick how you act.
That's right.
And you can pick whether you're gonna carry the good baggage or the bad baggage.
Right. And I told them today, there's clues in success.
Yeah.
If you're looking for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it doesn't take having everything, and but if you're paying attention and you're listening, there's so much clues to success. Find those clues.
And some of the things you learn in situations like these kids are in, you can't be taught.
Correct.
How to persevere.
Correct.
High threshold of pain.
Yes.
How do you do that one?
And if they can succeed at it and continue to not beat themselves up, man, they'll have a story that can challenge and motivate a lot of people. And that's the whole thing, right? We're just trying to make it better.
Speaking
for
of which, you got to jump?
I
don't
gotta
you?
jump. And
Okay.
thank you again, Andy. I think I look forward, man. But you're in good hands. Next week you have
Loretta Oblis
how's
coming in.
that?
Yeah, well, I called her up. She lives up the street here. She's
Oh,
a dear
awesome.
friend of mine. I said, hey, listen, Augie's got a conference. Got to go to the meeting. She goes, okay, I'd love to do it. I don't really do this kind of stuff. I said, perfect. Don't rehearse.
Yeah. There's no script. We're just gonna,
Let me raid Sashi Boom since Spirit Music isn't. Oh wait, oh yes, it's Mad Statter. See, here's Mad Statter, but
Nice.
she's offline here. But Sashi Boom is just the cutest gal. So let's raid her.
Okay.
Okay. See, we have 27 people watching on Twitch, and let's see if this works. Boop. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, there, and then. Okay, yeah, Sashi Boom.
Yeah. So now you talk about structure. So this
Yeah.
is in my schedule. So now I gotta go prep because tomorrow and
Yeah.
Wednesday and Thursday, before I take off, we have committee at city council. So, it's all again
Wow.
prepping everything that we've done
So
the last
busy,
30 years.
man. You're so busy. Damn.
Look, you didn't say that.
I said, I said, bro, can you be here a little early, like so we can, focus cameras and stuff. He walks in, he's on the phone,
Yes.
doing some other kind of business. I'm like, oh, bro,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I did my laundry, I feed the dog,
Yeah, but I told my staff 1 p.m. And in a couple of weeks I start
Yeah.
walking in because they changed the districts, so I gotta go meet and introduce myself to a whole bunch of new
whole
people.
new people.
Yeah, and
What happened to the old guy?
I lost this side, and I thought it was perfect. So when we planned it,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I can just go walk in the neighborhood over here and talk story with the people. But I lost all this area, and I
Yeah.
lost Kunia, and now I'm
Wow.
Waipau. So yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, let's wrap it up because we start talking and
Yeah.
yada yada. So, hey, music is life. Thanks for being here, Matt.
Thank you,
Statter.
guys.
Thank you for also for bringing some of your people over. And here's daughter two saying thank you for sharing. Ooh,
Yeah.
there she is.
Oh,
I
I'm
still
bad
see
right
you
now.
on YouTube. Ha! Did the raid work? I don't know. I'm not even gonna try. But anyway, we're going to wrap it up here, gang. Thank you so much. And again, Mondays, 1 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. We're going to try to do this when Augie is in town.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And if not, get used to seeing Loretta.
Yeah.
Okay, gang.
All right. Aloha. Thanks,
Aloha.
Andy.
Bye now.